Hello friends, thank you for joining me. You're welcome to this class, and today we want to look at these three letters CPU. So do you want to know the meaning of the CPU? Alright, join me as we continue. Alright, so today we are going to look at the full meaning of CPU and the CPU box, and to know the uses of CPU. So let's start. What is the full meaning of CPU? CPU is a computer word that stands for Central Processing Unit. I repeat, Central Processing Unit. Alright, CPU is also called the brain of the computer, as the brain is to the human being. Our brain controls all the functions of our body. Like as you see my mouth moving, if I want to raise my hand up, it is from my brain. It is my brain that controls that. So that is the work of the CPU in the computer. It controls all other parts of the computer. And the three-letter word stands for Central Processing Unit. It is the brain of the computer. Now, friends, since we already know the meaning of the CPU, what about the CPU box? Now, friends, CPU is very fragile. That is, it can damage easily. So, the box that protects or houses the CPU is called the CPU box. The box that houses or protects the CPU so that it will not get damaged is called the CPU. So, CPU box can also be called the system unit. So another word for CPU is system unit. It is a box that houses the CPU so that it will not get damaged. Now let's look at our head. Can you see your brain? No, because it is fragile organ. So it is protected by our head. So the same is to the computer CPU. The box that protects the CPU is called the CPU box. And another name for the CPU box is system unit. Alright friends, since we know what CPU is and CPU box, let's look at the functions of CPU. Now, CPU controls all other parts of the computer. Remember friends, I said if I raise my hand up, I use my brain to do that. If I move my leg, I use my brain to do that. That is the same way when you are using keyboard or mouse or speaker on the computer. The parts that is the brain of the computer that does that is called the CPU. It controls all other parts of the computer. Alright friends, the last thing is CPU monitors all other parts of the computer, like our brain. Like if something, a foreign body gets into my system or body, it will disturb me because the CPU will know that. And that is why my brain will keep telling me that I should remove this thing from my body. So that's the same way the CPU works. It monitors all other parts on this computer. Now friends, what is the meaning of CPU? Again, it stands for Central Processing Unit. What about the CPU box? Is a box that houses the CPU so that it will not get damaged. Like our skull or our head is protecting our brain, that's the same way CPU box is. Alright, so what is the function of CPU? CPU controls all other parts of the computer, and CPU monitors all other parts of the computer. I believe you now know the meaning of the word CPU. It is an important part of the computer, and it works like human brain in the computer. Thank you, friends.